We are just about there. Aha, great. What's up, Hacksters? Welcome to Thursday. Today we have a selection of projects, including one we're going to do right here, about how to help yourself stay entertained, stay excited about washing your hands, and make sure that you're doing it right. So, first up, to start us off, we have a project from Eric Schneider, creator of Patcher.io, and he has a musical soap dispenser. As you might guess, he has used Patcher to create custom PCBs, which he's joined together and milled out using the Bantam desktop PCB mill, as far as I can tell. He has a DF Player Mini board in here with, and that should hold some little tunes, along with an Arduino chip, the Atmega 328P Classic, a little speaker, and some extra doodads. You can see the whole project, and what this one does is it sits next to your sink, and when you use the automatic dispenser as it was originally intended, now it also plays a tune for you. In this case, in the example, he's used Mr. Brightside by The Killers. He also has a couple of other suggestions based on whatever your tastes may be, and a whole circuit schematic and everything. This is a really great project. It's adorable, and it doesn't add any extra, things that you have to touch when you're trying to wash your hands, but also stay entertained. Next up, we have Scrubber, made by Deep Local. So this is a slightly more computationally complex version, let's say, that involves using a Raspberry Pi Zero with a speaker bonnet from Adafruit. That actually, I kind of want to get one of those. It looks pretty rad. A regular soap dispenser, and then uses the Spotify API on the Pi to play some tunes. Very exciting. I'm actually interested in reading through this one more closely because I want to learn about how you do this. Like the last time I tried to do a Spotify integration, it was with a BBC microbit, and it didn't seem nearly as advanced as what we've got going on now. Look at this stuff. You can just talk straight to it. Very cool. Of course, they have all the code at the bottom on GitHub. Thirdly, we have the Wash-A-Lot bot. Just came out today. March 20th. From Gautam Bose and Lucas Ochoa. And we have a little servo here telling us how long to wash our hands, and it's based on a distance sensor. It's fun to see the different ways that people think of to trigger these things without having to touch them. In this case, it's using an ultrasonic distance sensor, so basically sonar, and then it times down automatically and resets each time. This one is a little bit rougher because, it's much easier to build, which I think is fantastic for people who want to do their own version. However, unfortunately, it's hard to make sure that it's going to be sanitary, It's in the sink, it's made of electronics, it's pretty vulnerable. And that's where mine comes in, which is basically going to be the same, a very similar thing, but more able to be placed inside of, for example, a Ziploc bag. So this thing is something that I just put together in the last half hour or so. It uses an Adafruit Circuit Playground Express, and what I'm going to do is plug it into the wall and drop it into a Ziploc bag that is clamped on the towel rack nearby. And the way that this one works, it's also touchless, but it uses a sound sensor. Sorry about all the glitching, by the way. And that basically, you can clap your hands, you can snap your fingers, and then you'll get this 20-second countdown. No music right now, unfortunately. But since we only have 10 LEDs built into the Circuit Playground Express on this LED ring, you just use 2 colors for each LED, and then... Yeah. Oh. You know what? I disabled the audio feedback. I wanted to have a little audio-visual reward system. You get a little flashing rainbow of LEDs, but you also are supposed to get a little audio reward. The trouble with that, I found, is that it sometimes will re-trigger the sound sensor on here and make it start doing the timer again and end this loop. So I have to find one of the sound examples that does not trigger or just turn down the volume on the thing. To give you that satisfying little da-ding, level up noise, or pew-pew lasers for which are both Circuit Playground Express default included sounds. In order to, if you want to be shooting down the coronavirus or whatever. I need to really figure out this glitching, unfortunately. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, this is about to be published as soon as I set it up and take a nicer picture. I wanted to get the code and everything out there right now, so if you have ever used the Adafruit Circuit Playground Express with MakeCode, this is the Microsoft MakeCode editor. It's super easy. You can toggle back and forth between JavaScript and block code. What it does on here is that you have this washing variable that gets set to 1 for as long as the hand washing timer is running. You turn all the pixels green, and then it has this handy dandy for loop system using an index variable, which is just automatically created. And then so you wait a second, turn the first pixel to orange, and then wait another second and turn it to black, and then move on down the line. It's super easy to work with. I love it. And then at the end, you can program in whatever little reward you want, a little rainbow, a sound of some type, ba-ding, and then set them all to black again. And then in the meantime, actually, I wanted to have this have extra functionality. Since it's going to be sitting in the bathroom, I thought it'd be useful to turn it into a nightlight as well. And so as long as that washing variable is not set, i.e. we're not timing down washing our hands, it uses the light sensor built into the Circuit Playground Express to see if it's dark. And if so, then we have a little nightlight that's not going to sear your eyeballs out of your head. And if it is dark, or if it's light out above a certain threshold, then you don't turn those LEDs on and you don't use that electricity. So that's basically all it is. When the whole thing starts up, you make sure that the washing variable is set to 0, just because it's nice to not be ambiguous about these things. I'm realizing that I need to put the Circuit Playground Express at the top of this, but that's a minor change, and I'm going to put up a cooler picture. But yeah, you can see the nightlight feature if I cover this up for a second. It's got these little red and orange LEDs that come on if it's dark. It's hard to show because it's very sunny right here, which is why I picked this corner. I'm afraid that our Wi-Fi is not as fast as I thought, hence the video glitching. But yeah, check those out. They're all linked in the description of this video. Whether you want to play music with your own custom PCBs, whether you want to learn how to use the Spotify API on a Raspberry Pi with this Adafruit speaker bonnet, which I think sounds fantastic, whether you want to do something with servos and ultrasonic sensors, which is a little bit more hardware-y, which I love. Although, these are also hacked, They're totally hardware hacks. This one especially. Or if you just want to do something really, really simple and stick it in a Ziploc bag because you already don't know what 20 seconds is and you just want to have something pretty to look at, and you can program in whatever kind of reward. You can do one with the Circuit Playground Express. Whatever you have on hand, there should be something for you. So thanks for watching. Hack on and happy hand washing. Stay clean, everybody, and stay safe.